Hello, I hope so you're doing well. Welcome to IELTS reading. Today we are going to deal with general reading and I will show you how you can deal with this reading for band 8. This is general training reading test for from Cambridge book 8, but it is very useful for academic as well. So let's start with me. As usual, as always, I'm saying I'm not going never ever directly for the topic. So I'm not reading ever first the paragraph or the passage. First of all, what I'm doing always, I'm doing underlining the question. So question number 1, 2, 3. Look at three holidays A, B and C on page 104. This is actually general training reading, but it's very useful for the beginners, for the IELTS academic as well. If you will watch this video until end, it will be very helpful for you how you can deal with the reading with different tips and tricks according to the question. Every question is having different strategies, so I will solve all the tests and all the questions according to their strategies. So for which holiday are the following statements true? So we are supposed to find out for which holiday are the following statements true. Write the correct letter A, B or C in boxes 1 till 3 on your answer sheet. This holiday doesn't cater for young children. This holiday provides a tour at no extra cost. So this holiday will provide you a tour without any extra cost. So this holiday involves most travel time from the airport. So we are supposed to find out which holiday is having more travel time from the airport. So let's move back towards the passage. In this we will go for the passage and I will show you how you can read. Holiday location. Always when you are having like this table in your listening, in your reading, don't go directly for the answers and the questions. First go for the holiday plus. Need a break? Choose from these three wonderful holidays. Location, price, number of nights, daily meals including in package, comments, and transport to from airport, transport to and from the airport. So what was the first question? Our first question was, this holiday doesn't cater for young children. So we are supposed to find out where they're not talking about the young children. So first of all, it's mean we are supposed to find about the holidays. Mountain Lodge, a unique wilderness retreat on the edge of the World Heritage listed national park, only 5 kilometers from the sea. I will read with you all these passages so you will understand how fastly you are supposed to look for the details and for the information. This resort, a true coral island right on the Great Barrier Reef, swim straight from the beach. So you are supposed to Kedar Lodge, a blend of casual sophistication and rich rainforest ambience for those over 25. So this is over 25. There is nothing mentioned in other about the children, but in this also they didn't mention about the children, but they are saying the word is over 25. So it's mean this is not for the children. So what will be the answer? Answer will be C. This holiday doesn't cater for young children. So what we will write here? We will write here C. This holiday provides a tour at no extra cost. So there is a tour without any extra cost. So we will find where is the holiday location, price, number of nights, daily meals including package, command and transport from airport. So in the second question they are talking about the extra tour. So free canoeing, free talks in the evening, free open air tennis court, horse riding optional extra. Horse riding is extra here. So refurbishment, resort will close for May. Okay. Free minibus trip around island. Free minibus trip. Trip mean tour and through the minibus. So free minibus trip around island. Also this spelling, remember minibus, sometime we are having this word minibus in the listening as well. So you can learn a lot of vocabulary from your reading that will be helpful and useful for you to solve your listening tests as well. So what will be the answer? Answer will be B. After finding one answer, never ever go back and again to read again and again, because in this way you will only waste your time. What we are getting in the first time, our mind is getting the idea in the first time, that is the correct answer. Whenever we are going and reconsidering our answer, then it's mean we are getting our answer wrong. So what is next question? Next question is, this holiday involves most travel time from the airport. So we are supposed to look from the airport. So you can see I will find here transport to or from the airport. So we are supposed to look only in this column. So don't go in any other column here, because directly this is the reason that why you are wasting your time and you are feeling you are not able to find the exact answer and proper answer. So let's start with me. Self-drive auto 1 hour 15 minute. 1 hour 15 minute or bus 3. Okay. Next is half hour by minibus. Half an hour by minibus and 10 minutes by taxi. So which one is the most traveling time from the airport? 1 hour 15 minutes. So you will write in our answer option A. So now we will move towards our next question. Our next question is, choose no more than 3 words from the text for each answer. So we are supposed to find out 3 words. When will one of the holiday locations not be open? So always go for the to underline keywords. So I'm not going, as you can see, I'm not going towards the passages. First you have to find out the keyword, underline the keywords, and then you have to go towards the passage and find the specific location, and after that you have to just match the answer. Okay. Today I'm actually will solve this passage little fastly, because I just want to show that how you can solve your question and paper easily within specific time. But if you want to watch my other videos, please watch my other videos. You will find a lot of videos. You will find a prediction that is 100% accurate according to the months, according to the dates, and according to the time. And then you can find the how to solve different type of questions in different tests, in listening, reading, writing, in speaking. I also uploaded templates for writing as well. I'm having templates for speaking as well, like one template, cue card template, you can use for 20 plus type of questions. So all the informations are very useful for you. Okay, which 2 outdoor activities are provided at no extra cost at Mountain Lodge? So immediately we will go there at the Mountain Lodge. What is the fastest way? What is the fastest way to travel to Mountain Lodge? So now first of all we'll go for the, when will one of the holiday locations not be open? So we will find about the comment section, and where we will find out the answer. Immediately you can see this is all they're talking about, extra, but refurbishment resort will close for May. So what will be the answer? May, because they are asking when will one holiday locations not be open. So what is the answer here? Write with me, May. Okay, which 2 outdoor activities are provided at no extra cost at Mountain Lodge? Immediately we will go for here Mountain Lodge. So comments, extra activities, free canoeing. And what is the free talks in the evening? This is not an activity, so please be careful about these type of things in general reading. Free open air tennis court, that is the activity, yes. And we can read the horse riding optional extra. This is optional extra. Horse riding is an activity as well, but this is optional extra. But here 2 things that we can mention in our answer. So what is the answer? For this I will write the answer here. Be careful always for writing the answer, and you can counter check your answer from the you can say your reading. In reading, please never ever go for the answers. These 2 we are supposed to write, and the other activity was tennis. So please remember these spellings for your listening as well, because these spellings are very useful for listening also. So our first answer was May, second was canoeing and tennis, and third one, what is the fastest way to travel to Mountain Lodge? So we have to go to the Mountain Lodge. Self-drive auto 1.5 hour, 1 hour 15 minutes, or bus 3 times week, approximately 2 hours. So bus is taking approximate 2 hours and self-drive is taking 1 hour 15 minutes. So answer will be self-drive. So that's all. We already solved our 6 questions within 9 minutes. So let's move towards question number 7 till 14. Classify the following events as being covered by government arrangements, covered by the multi-plan policy, not covered by the multi-plan policy, and covered in some situations. So we are supposed to find out these statements, and we will find out from the you can say passage. Okay. So first of all, like as usual, we will underline the words. A student traveling overseas suddenly needs hospital treatment. A student consults a doctor regarding a minor problem while abroad. Sorry. A parent goes overseas to bring an injured or sick student to Australia. A student is treated overseas for an illness she had before leaving Australia. A student who requires medical treatment has lost his or her travel insurance card. A student's study books are lost. A student's laptop is stolen. And a student changed his or her mind about plans to study and decided not to take the booked flight. So now we will go back towards the passage and we'll find our answers immediately. So topic is about Sydney Travel College. So they are talking about the traveling problems. At this college, we recommend multi-plan policy. Travel insurance requirements. As this course includes a total 3 months travel outside of Australia, travel insurance is compulsory. If you are sick or have an accident in Australia, your medical bills will be fully covered. However, you cannot assume that everything will be covered overseas. So everything they are covering inside the Australia, but overseas now they are saying everything will not be covered. So please read the following requirements carefully. What is the first requirement? Medical. Australia has reciprocal medical arrangement with the governments of the 8 nations you will be visiting. So 8 nations you will be visiting, they are having the arrangement. So the arrangement will cover all emergency hospital treatment. All emergency hospital treatment. So what was the first? Traveling overseas suddenly needs hospital treatment. Suddenly needs mean emergency treatment. So what will be the answer? Answer is A. Hospital treatment. Here I will not go for the 3 things like to match 3 keywords. If you want to go for this, you can watch my other videos in reading and the small chunks of the videos that I have shared how you can match 3 keywords from your reading, from your question and answer. You can see hospital treatment already there, hospital treatment here. And traveling overseas, yes, traveling overseas, they are talking about the traveling overseas and will cover all emergency. Emergency is the here synonym for the suddenly need. So always go for these type of counter check for your reading, but don't go to reread your passage again and again. It is only wastage of time. A student consults a doctor regarding a minor problem while abroad. While abroad, when you are consulting a doctor. So you will go here. So always go toward next from your previous answer. However, students, however always mean that there is something opposite than the previous statement. However, students will have to take out insurance such as multi-plan to cover the cost of all visits to doctors and other non-emergency medical situations. If there is no any medical, then students have to take the multi-plan. So what was the answer? Covered by the multi-plan policy, a student consults a doctor regarding a minor problem. So minor problem mean, you can see here, non-emergency medical situation. So this is the answer. So our answer will be here B. Now let's move towards our next question. A parent goes overseas to bring an injured or sick student to Australia. So if a parent is going and bringing sick or injured student, if you have a serious accident or illness, multi-plan insurance will cover the cost of your flight back to Australia. For the student, they're talking about for the student, if a student is having illness or any problem, the multi-plan insurance will cover the flight to Australia if required. So there is condition here, if required. So what is the question here? D. Covered in some situation. A student is treated, a parent goes. So they are talking about the parent, okay, not about the student. They are saying if required, then student they can be covered through the multi-plan insurance policy. Depending on the circumstances, this may also pay of either medical personnel or family member to accompany you home. So they are saying if any of your company member is also accompanying you to bring you back home, so they will cover the plan, but if required. So what is the answer? Covered in some situation. If required mean in some situation, a parent goes overseas to bring an injured or sick student to Australia. So always be careful about the concept of what they are asking. You should learn how to rephrase the question and how to rephrase the answer as well. A student is treated overseas for an illness she had before leaving Australia. So what will be the answer? Immediately we'll go next from here. Multi-plan insurance may not cover all pre-existing medical conditions. Multi-plan will not cover pre-existing medical conditions. So before you leave, Be sure to check with them. So you are supposed to check with them. I mean multi-plan insurance policy about any long-term illness or disabilities that you have. So what will be the answer? Covered in some situations. So you are supposed to discuss with them before. So what will be the answer? Our answer will be D. A student who requires medical treatment has lost his her travel insurance card. So what will be the answer for this? So we will go back here and we will find if you require medical treatment overseas and you want to make a claim on your insurance, the claim will not be accepted. So always be careful for the tenses. If you are not very good in tenses, please you have to learn the tenses. If you are not able to understand very easily, then please watch my video. In one of my video, I explained very easily how you can be perfect and grasp on the tenses. Will not be accepted unless mean until you produce both your student card and your travel insurance card. So you're supposed to produce both of your student card and travel insurance card, otherwise you will not be able to get the treatment overseas. So what will be the answer? A student who requires medical treatment has lost his or her insurance card. So if we will see, not covered by the multi-plan policy or multi-plan policy. So what will be the answer here? The answer will be C. So now we will go towards our next question. A student's study books are lost. So let's see what they are saying. Belongings mean things that we are having. The multi-plan policy covers most students' requirement. In particular, it provides students with luggage insurance. The covers may loss or theft of everyday belongings. Covers any loss or theft everyday belongings. For example, the insurance covers the present value of items that are stolen, provided that you have purchase receipt for every item. If no receipt, no payment can be made. If you are supposed to keep the receipt also for all the things. If you are having the receipt, then you will get the payment. Replacement value of your briefcase or backpack and study books. So study books mean they are supposed to replacement value of your briefcase or backpack and study books. So what the answer B is saying? Covered by a multi-plan policy. So they are talking about here also that multi-plan policy will cover. You can see the word here. The multi-plan policy covers is here and books and briefcase is here. So it's mean the option B will be the answer here. Option B. Then a student's laptop is stolen, and if your laptop is stolen, what will happen? They are saying here portable computers. Portable computers mean laptop, because definitely you can't take the computers with you, but portable computers mean laptop also. As items in the policy, they will covered by multi-plan policy as well. So what will be the answer for this? The answer will be B. Next, a student changes his her mind about plans to study and decides not to take the booked flight. So flight is already booked and student has changed his mind. So what will be the answer for this? Cancellation. So immediately you should have to go to the cancellation. No need to go to back and read all the passage. This insurance covers any non-refundable deposit and other costs you have paid if you have to cancel due to unforeseen or unforeseeable circumstances. Unforeseen circumstances or unforeseeable circumstances mean any type of you can say emergency or something that is happened which is from you are not able to control by yourself and beyond the control of human being. It doesn't provide cover if you change your study or travel plans for other reason. If you are changing your study, if it doesn't provide cover if you change your study. If you change your study or travel plan, it means you change your study or travel plan for other reason. And what is the question here? A student changed his or her mind about plans to study and decided not to take the booked flight. It means the student is changing his or her mind, so not covered by the multi-plan policy. So what will be the answer? The answer will be C. So now we are here at section 2, question number 15 to 27. Read the text below and answer questions. This is software company security guidelines for staff. So no need to go always what is mentioned inside the paragraph. We have to only concern with our questions. What questions are asking, then we are supposed to find the answer according to our question. So our question number 15. So no more than 2 words. We are supposed to write only 2 words from the text for each answer. If you see anything suspicious, you should report it to so before the answer you have to consult with this word, letter this letter will give you idea that your answer is right or wrong. Employee can be staff, any senior, anyone from the company. If the company wants to stop you and dash you, stop you and, then this and will give you the idea about the correct answer. You have to agree to it. Fill in the blanks always very easy, so please never ever get wrong for this. Why? You can get all the correct answer in the fill in the blanks. How? Just on focusing on these starting and ending letters. If you take, sorry, these, you can say this is the letter, this is the connector, and here some you can say keywords as well. So these three things enable you to get the 100% correct answer in your reading, especially in fill in the blanks. Next, staff, dash and visitors. Now there must be three things here: staff, comma, dash and visitors must all wear a badge on company premises. You must not pass. Must mean without it means this is a condition from the company. Pass on confidential information to dash. So this will give you the idea what is the correct word here that you're supposed to write. If you leave the company, so here when you're supposed to leave the company, condition is here. If you leave the company, you have to I mean must, you have to do it at any cost and in any dash you have made on matter concerning the company. So let's move towards the topic and we'll get the answer immediately. First question, we are supposed to find anything suspicious you had to report. So we need to find out where is the information that we are supposed to report. Generally, it is everyone's interest to maintain a high level security. So security mean we can find our answer here in workplace. You should immediately challenge any person who appears to be on the premises without proper authorization, or inform a senior means staff, so or a senior member of staff about any odd or unusual activity. So if you see any suspicious mean any odd, any word is here. You can see that this word we are finding here, anything or any suspicious, odd or unusual activity, you should report it to whom we are supposed to report. Inform a senior. So we are supposed to inform to a senior. So we will write here our answer, senior. So we will go next towards our next question. Next, if the company wants to stop you and dash, you have to agree to it. So what if where company is stopping us? Company property. You're advised that it is within the company's legal right to detain any person on the grounds that they may be involved in the unauthorized removal of company property. The company reserves the right to search staff members leaving or entering the premises and to inspect any article or motor vehicle. So they are supposed to do something. The company reserve the right, and here they are saying if the company wants mean to, they reserve the right to stop you, आपको stop करें, and dash you have to agree to it. And the company reserve the right to search staff members leaving or entering the premises and to inspect any article or vehicle, motor vehicle. So they can stop us as well and they can search as well. To search, so where is the word here? And to stop, but here they are using different. To stop and dash and search you have to agree to it. You can see reading is not difficult, it is very easy, but just we have to spend little extra and careful, you can say concentration. If you take things belonging to the company without permission, you will face. So what you will face if you will take anything without permission? It is in your own interest to ensure that you have proper authority before removing any item or company property for a company building. Any member found removing, any member mean you, it's mentioned here in the question U. Any member removing company property from the building without proper authority will be subject to disciplinary action. So what will be the answer here? Disciplinary action. So we'll face disciplinary action, and always be careful when you are write the spellings. You can counter check the spellings with the reading passage. disciplinary, disciplinary, action. So if you take things belonging to the company without permission, you will face disciplinary action. Staff dash and visitors must wear a badge on company premises. Identity badges. So immediately we will go in this passage. You will be issued with an identity badge which should be worn at all times when you are on company premises. The purpose of these badges is to safeguard our security. Badges are issued by human resources and contractors, and people visiting the company on a one-off basis are also obliged to wear them. So staff dash and visitors. Staff. The purpose of these badges to safeguard the you can say security. Badges are issued by human sources and contractors. Number 1, people visiting, and the company on off, and the company. So contractors, people visiting, and company, I mean the company staff. So first of all, they are mentioning here. You can see how making the question tricky. Company on a one-off basis, I mean a person who is visiting the company on daily basis, or the part of the company, or the company staff. So first of all, they are writing the staff, then comma. After that, they will ask the other, that is answer, and visitors. Visitors means the people who are visiting, and who is missing here? Contractors. So we will write here contractors. Again, I will say be careful for the spellings. You must not pass on confidential information to dash. So there is information that is very confidential. Then you can see here confidential matters. So if the course of your work you may have access to information relating to the company's business, or that of a supplier or customer, such material, even it appears comparatively trivial, can have a serious effect on the company, supplier, or customer if it falls into the wrong hands. It is therefore essential that you should at all times be aware of the serious view the company would take of disclosure of such materials to outsiders. So company will take serious if you disclose any company material to outsiders. So you must not pass on confidential information to outsiders. Okay, you can see here the word to, or here also the word to. This is giving us the hint that which word we can use in the answer. So our next question is, if you leave the company, you have to hand in. So if you are leaving the company, what you have to do? You must treat as confidential all information, data, specification, drawings, and all documents relating to the company's business and trading activities, and not divulge, use, or imply them except in the company's services before you leave the company. So from here our answer will start. Before you leave the company, you must hand over to your manager all private notes relevant to the company's business. All private notes that relevant to the company's business. Are they asking about the private notes? Have to hand in any you have made on matters concerning. So these are the matters that you have made. So not private. They are not asking about the relevant the company's any information that relevant with the company's activities, prices, accounts, cost, etc. Legal proceedings may be initiated for any misuse or unauthorized disclosure of such confidential information, whether during employment or afterwards. Before you leave the company, you must hand over to your manager all private notes. So private notes relevant to the company's business activities, prices, accounts, costs, etc. Legal proceedings may be initiated for any misuse or unauthorized disclosure of such confidential information. So what type of thing that we are supposed to write here? This question is little tricky. If you leave the company, you have to hand in any dash. So what is their dash? You have made on matters concerning the company. But here, as you can see, it's tricky little there. This question can be wrong for some students if they are not putting, proper attention here. Before you leave the company, you must hand over to your manager all private notes. They're not asking here private notes, because they're asking you have made on matters, any information you have made on matters, all private notes. Private notes mean the notes that are prepared by the employee. So what will be the answer? Notes. Private mean you have made on matters. I mean anything that sometimes we are like during the lectures we are making some notes for us, and while working we are also making some notes that this work I will do first, second, third, like that. Any private notes or any notes you have made, no matter concerning the company, so you are supposed to hand over to the company manager or any company person in the any senior person in the company. Next, we are having question number 21 to 27. Answer the questions below. Choose no more than 3 words. Again, no more than 3 words and or a number from the text for each answer. This is very useful even for the academic and general, because it will help you how you can find the correct answer. So if a student is facing the difficulty in solving the academic, so they should first go for the general. But sometime if a student is they required high score in general, then I'm recommending them they should first go for the reading in academic. After, when they are expert in academic, then they should have to come to the general. But if a student is very weak in reading and they're not having as much as capacity to read at the start, so I'm recommending them to go first for the GT reading, and then after that go academic reading after getting expert on the strategies. So now we will start our next question. Our next question is, write your answer in the boxes 21 to 27 on your answer sheet. Always read your instructions first for the question, whether you are dealing with academic, you are dealing with reading, you are dealing with writing, you are dealing with GT, you are dealing in listening. Please, for each and everything you are supposed to follow the instructions. First read the instructions carefully and then go for the answers. In what year were the regulations extended to cover most of the workers who were originally excluded? What is the minimum annual paid holiday which workers are entitled to during a worker's first year of employment? So we are supposed to find out a worker's first year of employment. What proportion of their annual holiday does a month's work give? What proportion? So we are supposed to find out the proportion of the holiday. What can an employee give a worker to stop them taking holidays that they have requested? So what can an employer give a worker? What an employer can give to a worker? Okay. What is given as a possible reason for an employee having to take a holiday at a certain time? So an employee can also assign a holiday to a person at a certain time that they can take. When an employee leaves their job, what should be given in a place of any holiday? So what should be given? What should be given in place of any holiday they have not taken? So what they can take instead of, if they are not they didn't take their holidays. Apart from a contract, what type of document may set out an employee's holiday rights? So now we will go back towards the reading. First of all, we'll go for our question number 1. In what year regulations extended? So we will find out the year. Regulations, so they're talking about the regulations here at the start. Is everyone entitled to be paid holidays? Regulations introduced a new right to paid holiday for most workers. However, they're saying some workers were not covered when the WTRs came into force in October 19, since the regulations were amended. So regulations were amended with effect from 1st August 2003. The majority of these, before in 1998 they were excluded, but in 2003 the majority, you will find the word here, majority of these workers have been entitled to paid holidays. And since August 2004, the regulations have also applied to junior doctors. Before, now there are confusion here because 2 years are here. One is 1st August 2003 and then 1st August 2004. The people will go usually for the 1st August 2004, but I will tell you how you can get the correct answer, because they are talking about here extended to cover most of the workers. Okay, most of the workers who were originally excluded, but here majority of these workers have been entitled to paid holidays since August 2004. The regulations have also applied to in 2004 they applied for the junior doctors as well, but in 1st August 2003 the majority of these workers have been entitled. So they are asking which year, what year. So 2003 will be there or 2004, because here they are talking about the majority of these and here they are asking most of the workers. So what will be the answer? 2003 is the correct answer. What is the minimum annual paid holiday which workers are entitled to? We are supposed to find out what is the minimum annual paid holiday. Minimum annual paid holiday. So we are supposed to find out the minimum annual paid holiday. Workers who qualify are entitled to no fewer than 4 weeks of paid holiday a year. Minimum annual mean a year. Minimum annual pay 4 weeks. So our answer will be here. Next question is our next question number 23. During a worker's first year of employment, what proportion of their annual holiday does a month work give? What proportion? For the first year of work, for the first year of work, special crucial rules apply. For each month of employment, workers are entitled to 1/12 for each month. So they are asking here also, during a worker's first year of employment, what proportion of their annual holiday does a month? A month, each month. So what is the answer? 1/12. So you will write here answer. At the start, what students are doing, they are going to finish fast. For that they want to complete the reading within their specific time, but problem is that it's not about to complete the reading within the specific time. The problem is about to get the correct answer in the specific time. So first of all, what you have to learn, you have to learn the correct answers, and after that you should go to speed up the reading. But students, they are thinking might be after doing this and that and solving a lot of reading tests they will get the correct reading. It is not actually. You should have to first learn how you can get the correct answer according to the strategies. So now we'll go our next question. Next question is, what can an employer give a worker to stop them taking holiday that they have requested? So what employer can do to give a worker? So we will find out the answer here. Before taking holidays, you must give your employer notice of at least twice the length of the holiday you want to take for. For instance, to take 5-day holiday, you must give at least 10 days notice if your employer doesn't want. So here they are talking about if employer doesn't want you to take that holiday, they can give you counter notice. Always, counter check these type of hyphens, comma, this and that type of things, like you can see. These are very important. Counter notice. So what an employer can give you counter notice if he is not employer doesn't want you to take the holiday, they can give you counter notice. So what will be the answer? What can employer give a worker to stop them taking holiday they have requested? counter. Counter. Go only for the necessary details. Always don't go for unnecessary details in the reading. What is given as a possible reason for an employee giving to take a holiday at a certain time? So what is given as a possible reason? So what the employer can give to a worker? So if the employer wants to take holiday at a given time, always read in chunks, not word by word. When there is a shutdown at the same time every year, they must give you notice for at least twice the length of the holiday. So if employer wants you to take holiday at a given time, for example, when there is a shutdown at the same time every year, they must give you notice for at least twice the length of the holiday. So what is given as a possible reason for an employee? I mean, what you can give to a possible reason for the employee having to take a holiday at a certain time. If you want to take a holiday at a certain time, what you can do, you can give them. If the employer wants you to take holiday at a given time, for example, when there is a shutdown at the same time every year, they must give you notice of at least twice the length of the holiday. There is no right for the worker to take that holiday at a different time. I mean, workers can't take that holiday at a different time. They have to take when employer wants. So what is the time when employer wants? At a time of shutdown. So what we will write here, the answer. When an employer leaves their job, what should be given in place of any holiday that they have not taken? So if the employee is not taking the holiday, so what will be the, and holiday cannot be carried over the next year, so you cannot carry the next year unless your contract of employment allows this happen, nor can be paid in lieu of your holiday. However, when you leave the job, you are entitled to receive payment for any outstanding holiday. If you are leaving the job, if you are having outstanding holidays, then you can take the you can say payment for that. So what is the answer here? Payment. What you can receive, you can take. Here they are saying what have not taken, what you will, what they will give you, so you will receive the payment. Apart from a contract, what type of document may set out and implies holiday rights? It may be that your contract gives you better rights, or your holiday rights might be specified in a collective agreement. There are two type of documents that can give you the right. One is your contract with the employer, and the other one is rights might be specified in a collective agreement. So your answer will be collective agreement. Okay, now we are at section 3 of general training, and we are going to read from question number 28 to 33, and list of headings are there. So first of all, we will see examples. They are giving us two examples, section A, section B. So section A is having 6 and section B is having 11. So section B 11, I will cut this as well, and then 6 also, because we are not supposed to do anything with these two options. So here the option is, we will start directly from the C. Where to buy the best, this what is the name of this subject? You will tell me the pronunciation of this word, okay? What snake oil contained growing, again you will tell me the pronunciation. How to use, again earlier application of dash. Early research into the effectiveness of echinacea. So you can try with me if you are feeling any difficulty for pronouncing this word. So it is, the pronunciation, this word is echinacea. How snake oil was first invented, the use of echinacea in new locations, modern evidence of effectiveness of echinacea. So we are supposed to go for section C, and I am not always going to read the whole passage, previous one, or will go directly to the section C. This is the exact and 100% effective method to deal with matching headings. Native to North America. This is native in North America. The roots of echinacea or purple sunflower. Always, highlight like this the name of the countries. Roots, purple cornflowers, and had been used by the Plains Indians for all kinds of ailments long before the mare came along. So it is used for the ailments. They applied poultices to wounds and stings, used for teeth and gum disease, and made a tea from it to treat everything from cold and measles, arthritis. They have used it for snake bite as well. So native to North America, the roots of echinacea or purple sunflower had been used by the Plains Indians for all kinds of ailments long before, okay? So we are supposed to read the options here. Buy, no. Snake, no. Growing, no. How to use echinacea plant, no. Earlier application of echinacea. Earlier application, earlier mean long before. So they are talking about here long before mare came along. So we will go for the answer 5. And then we will cut this from here as well. Okay, now we will go for the option D. Settlers quickly picked up on the plant's usefulness, but until Mayer sent sample of this blood purifier to John Lloyd, a pharmacist, it remained a folk remedy. Initially dismissing Mayer's claims as nonsense, Lloyd's was eventually converted after a colleague, John King, tested the herb and successfully used it to treat bee stings and nasal congestion. So mean after testing in the laboratory they were using it also. So what can be the answer? By no, snake oil no, growing no, how to use the echinacea plant no, early research on the effectiveness of echinacea. So they are talking about the research. So in this option you can see that they are talking about the research, early research. As you can see, Settler quickly picked up the plant's usefulness, but until Mayer sent samples of his blood purifier to John Lloyd pharmacist. Pharmacist samples and remedy, initially dismissing Mayer's claims as a nonsense and then converted after a colleague. So all these things are telling us about that it's talking about the early research. So our option will be 2. Always go for the first 3 lines of list of headings and then just get your idea, because the rest is all confusing. Then we will go for the E. A modern antibiotic became available, the use of echinacea products declined, and from the 1940s the 1970s years was pretty much forgotten in the USA. In the USA they were not using. So always you can see in our writing as well, first we are supposed to write the statement of the topic, and then after that the rest of the statements are there to support our main sentence. So in the USA they forgotten about the use of echinacea plant after antibiotics, but it was a different story in Europe. They totally forget in USA due to the modern antibiotics, but the story was different in the Europe. So where both French and German herbalists and homeopathans continued to make extensive use of it. So they are not using in North America but using in other parts of the world. So the use of echinacea in new locations, you can see that the option can be there. They're not using in America but they're using on other locations. So our answer of option this paragraph E is, you can say, 9. Next we are supposed to find out paragraph F. So directly go to the paragraph F and we will read only the first 3 lines. There is no evidence that echinacea is effective against snake bites. But Dr. Mayer, who genuinely believed in echinacea, would probably be quite amused. He would probably be quite amused if he could come back, because he is not here now, if he could come back and see the uses to which modern science has put his herb, like how the modern science is using his herb, because this herb was mostly at the start used by the Dr. Mayer. He might not be surprised that science has confirmed echinacea a role as a treatment for wounds, or that it has been found to be helpful in relieving arthritis, both claims Mayer made for the herb. So what claims Mayer made for the herb? Now they are, you can say, authorized, or you can say they are correct by the science. So let's start. We can see which list of heading we can use for this. Modern evidence of effectiveness echinacea. Where to buy? No. What snake oil contain? No. Growing? No. How to use echinacea plant? No. Modern evidence. So modern evidence, they are talking about the modern evidences that echinacea, if Dr. Mayer came to know, generally what he will think, probably be quite amused if he could come back. I mean, now if he can come back, if he could come back, then he would be amused or surprised like how this is useful. So what will be the answer? Our answer will be X. X mean 10. So now we are supposed to read paragraph section G. Let's move towards our section G. In section G, first 3 lines. Echinacea is a dry perry plant, drought resistant and pretty tolerant of most soils. Pretty tolerant for most soils, although it does best in good soil with plenty of sun. Plants are usually grow from seed, but they are sometimes available from nurseries. So they are talking about the growth of the echinacea. Section G, How snake oil was first? No. How to use echinacea? No. Growing echinacea. So we can say they are talking about the growth of echinacea. So now section H, we are supposed to go section H. There are 9 species of echinacea in all, but only 3 are generally growing for medicinal use. All have similar medical properties. Most European studies have used liquid concentrates extracted from the tops of plants. So mostly they are using the tops of the plant, whereas extractions in the USA has usually been from the roots. So plants tops and roots both are using. Today most manufacturers blend both, sometimes adding flowers and seeds to improve the quality. It's mean they are talking about the use of different parts of echinacea. So where to buy? No. What snake oil contain? No. Growing, done already. How to use echinacea plant? So they're talking about the usage of the plant. I mean they are using different parts of the plant. So our H option will be, you can say 1, 2, 3 and 4. Always be careful for the Roman as well, because sometimes you can make mistake for it as well. So after doing list of headings, now we are supposed to go for the most difficult part of the question: true, false, not given. If statement agrees with the information, statement contradicts, and if there is no information on this. So snake oil sellers believed their product was effective. Okay, most people in the Wild West mistrusted snake oil. Some snake oils were mostly water. All snake oils all snake oils all contained echinacea. Echinacea has been proven to kill microbes. The highest quality echinacea is grown in America. More than one part of the echinacea plant has a medical use. So this was in the previous paragraphs we were reading. So we are supposed to go at the start of the passage again. We will start from the very first line. Wild West. So our question number 1 is snake oil sellers believed. So we are supposed to go for the snake oil sellers. They believed that product was effective. Back in the days of America, Wild West, when cowboys roamed the range and people were getting themselves caught up in gunfights, a new phrase, snake oil, entered the language. It was dismissive term of the patent medicine, often useless. So the medicine is often useless, sold by traveling traders. Medicine is often useless, sold by traveling traders who always claimed miraculous cures for everything from baldness to snake bite. So they are saying often useless entered the language. It was a dismissive term for the patent medicines, often useless, sold by traveling traders who always claimed miraculous cures for everything from baldness to snake bite. But the medicine is snake oil sellers. They are saying snake oil sellers believed their product was effective. They believed their product was effective, but here they are saying it was dismissive term for the patent medicines, often useless. So they know that this medicine is useless, sold by traveling traders. Traveling traders were selling and it was useless, who always claimed. They claimed miraculous cures for everything from baldness to snake bite. So here they are saying snake oil sellers believed their product was effective, but in the option they are saying sold by traveling traders who always claim miraculous cures for everything, but often useless. So they know that they didn't believe that it's effective. So answer will be false. Most people in the Wild West mistrusted snake oil. So Wild West, but they're not talking about the mistrust, because the traveling traders, they know that their medicine is useless. So this one will be not given. Some snake oils were mostly water. So now we are supposed to go snake oils, almost as risky as a business as cattle stealing. You might be run out of town if your particular medicine, as you realized it would, failed to live up to its claims. So this sentence also you can see that telling us the effectiveness of the medicine, that the sellers of the snake oil, they know that their medicine is not effective. So in the question they were asking, they believe it's productive, is effective, but here they are saying the claim they know that it's not effective. Consequently, the smarter snake oil seller left town before their customers had much chance to evaluate the cure they had just brought. So they are here still talking about the quality of the effectiveness of the medicine. And the remarkable thing about many of the medicines dismissed then is snake oil is not so much that they fail to live up to the outrageous claims made for them. Those that were not harmless colored water could be positively dangerous. So the question was about most people in the some snake oils were mostly water, but here they are saying snake oil is not so much that they failed to live up to the outrageous claims made for them. It is not having as much as claims as they are making for it. Those that were not harmless colored water, the snake oils are harmless colored water, could be positively dangerous. They're saying the colored water could be positively dangerous, but this is not dangerous. So it's mean this is not colored water, but it is water. So what will be the answer? Answer is true, because some snake oils were mostly water. So they're saying it is not so much that they fail to live up the outrageous claims made for them. Those that were not harmless colored water could positively dangerous. The harmless colored water could positively dangerous. So it is not dangerous. What's remarkable is that so many of the claims made for some of these remedies, or at least their ingredients, most of them plant-based, have since been found at least some basis in fact. Okay, so now move towards our next question. All snake oils contained echinacea. All snake oils contain echinacea. So here we will find out the answer for this question. You can see they are saying here, what is remarkable is that so many of the claims made for some of these remedies, or at least their ingredients. So what are the claims for the remedies, or at least their ingredients? Most of them plant-based, but not all, since have been found to have at least some basis in fact. Some basis in, I mean, some of them were plant-based, but not all. Here they are saying all snake oils contained echinacea, all were not plant-based. So here you can say this answer can be false. Echinacea has been proven to kill microbes. So they are talking about the medicine. Native to North America, the root of echinacea or purple cornflower had been used by the Plains Indians for all kinds of ailments long before Mayer came along. They applied poultices of it to wounds and stings. They were applying it to wounds and stings. Why they were applying? Because always what we are having, our wounds are getting infectious. So for infection, to prevent from the infection, they were using echinacea plants and use it to teeth. So for the teeth also they were using, why our teeth are painful, due to the microbes. And gum disease, why we are having gum disease, due to the microbes. And made a tea for it to treat everything from colds and measles. So this is also due to arthritis. They have used it for snake bite. So different type of things that are starting from the microbes they were treating through echinacea. So echinacea has been proven to kill microbes, mean answer is true. The highest quality echinacea is grown in America. In America, they are saying native to North America. The roots echinacea purple, they are native to America, but not they are saying that highest quality is grown to America. So this answer will be not given. More than one part of the echinacea plant has a medicinal use. So start here. You can see. As you can see in this paragraph, echinacea is a dry, hairy plant, drought resistant, and no, they're talking about the growth of the echinacea. Okay, then there are 9 species of echinacea in all, but only 3 are generally grown for medicinal use. Okay, 3 are used for medicinal use. It means in this paragraph we can find our answer. All have similar medicinal properties. Most European studies have used liquid concentrates extracted from the tops of plants. Most studies in Europe, they used liquid from the top of the plants, whereas extraction in the USA has usually been from the roots. So they're using roots, tops. Today most manufacturers blend both. So most manufacturers blend both, sometimes adding flower and seeds. So it's mean more parts of the plants are used for medicine. More than one part of the echinacea plant has a medicinal use, so our answer is true. So that's all for today. I hope so you like the video and it is now easy for you to solve your true false not given and all type of questions. Best of luck. Thank you.